Just to begin, I'm not exactly sure what to set this child support at, Your Honor. We wanted to lay it out before you to see what you thought. And since Mr. Roberts is not here to provide us any evidence of income, we'll have the CSO testify to what research she has done. And I'm sure that Ms. Roberts would have a position on conservatorship, possession, and access, but the state has no position on that. And of course, we're asking for appropriate findings on court costs, family violence, and non-disclosure, Your Honor.
All right, then. At this time, Ms. Silva and Ms. Roberts, please both raise your right hands. All right, do you both solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will help you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, you're both officially on the oath. You can put your hands down, and I'll go ahead and let the state call you individually as witnesses, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.
I'll start with Ms. Silva. Ms. Silva, will you state your name?
My name is Tanya Silva.
What's your job title?
I'm a child support officer for the Office of Attorney General.
How long have you worked there?
1.5 years.
At your job, do you have access to reliable reports of employment information, including wages and dates of employment?
Yes, I do.
In your regular course of business, do you access those types of reports?
Yes, I do.
Have you accessed that information for the non-custodial parent in this case?
Yes, I did.
What did you find?
Mr. Roberts is receiving VA disability for the amount of $2,844.17 monthly.
2,800, you said?
Yes, Your Honor, $2,844.17.
All right, thank you.
Do you know where Mr. Roberts lives currently?
In Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri.
Did you do research on Missouri minimum wage?
Yes, I did. The
What is
minimum wage, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, the minimum wage as of January 1st of 2026 is $15 an hour.
Did you do research on Missouri income tax?
Yes, I did.
What is
Based on his employment history, the possibility of the hourly pay is $29.56.
Oh, is that for did you do research on what an HVAC technician makes on average?
Yes.
And that was, what was it again?
$29.56 an hour.
Okay, and where did you get that information?
From the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Okay, did you also look up whether or not Mr. Roberts is currently in jail right now?
He is not incarcerated right now, but he has a history.
I will pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Silva, there's no information showing an employer at all at this point.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, then. All right, we'll get the information from the CP about his licenses if he has any. Is there any other questions you have of the CSO at this time, Ms. Maxwell?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Roberts, you have any questions of the CSO?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. May CSO Silva be excused, Ms. Maxwell.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Roberts, I'm assuming you're going to be the next witness, so you already been sworn, so Ms. Maxwell, start your next witness. Thank you.
Ms. Roberts, will you state your name?
Brandy Nicole Roberts.
Are you married?
Yes.
To whom?
Jeremy Dwayne Roberts.
And he's the other party in this case, correct?
Yes.
When did y'all get married?
August 5th, 2011.
Did y'all divorce?
No.
When did y'all separate?
July 11th, 2017.
Did y'all have a kid?
Yes.
Was he born after y'all were married?
Yes.
Has Mr. Roberts provided any cash payment for the support of Tyler, your child?
In the last 4 years, no.
Okay. Did he provide any cash payments outside of the last 4 years?
Yes, from 2018 to 2020.
And how much did he pay per month?
$400 a month.
When Tyler was born, were you living with Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Where were y'all living?
In El Paso, Texas, or Fort Bliss, Texas.
And then when did y'all move to Fort Hood?
I moved to Fort Hood with Tyler in 2021, like November 2021.
So when we filed the case, you were living in Fort Hood at the time.
Yes.
Does Mr. Roberts have any other children besides Tyler?
None underage.
Okay, so he has one other child, is that correct?
Yes.
But she is an adult?
She's 21.
Okay. Have there been any instances of physical or sexual abuse between you and Jeremy Roberts in the past 2 years?
No,
Why is that?
because I haven't seen him since 2018.
Okay. In a final order, your contact information will be public. Would that put you or Tyler in danger?
Yes.
Can you tell us the reason why?
When we lived in El Paso, he got drunk with one of the neighbors, and he told that neighbor that if I ever left him, he would kill me. He has the means to do it because he inherited at least 15 guns from his father when his father passed away in 2010. When he said that to the neighbor, he told me about it the next day. We were not fighting. We were not arguing. There was nothing going on. We were happy. Everything was good. So why he said that doesn't make sense unless he fully
Right.
believes that.
Okay, here's the deal, man. Have you ever said anything like that before or since?
No, I
Okay.
haven't talked to him since
Okay. Would you? Well, okay. At the
2017.
time he told you that y'all were separated already?
Yes, when he told me that, we were separated, but he was also in the military.
Okay.
And so I had the protection of the military then, and then I enlisted and I moved to Washington. So I had the protection of the military then too.
all right then. So, but you said he was intoxicated at the time he said that?
Yes, but he repeated it to me the next day,
Okay.
and he was not
Has he ever been
intoxicated then.
convicted of any type of assault on anyone or battery on anyone or anything that you know of?
Not that I know of,
Okay.
but the CSO said he had a history.
Okay, well, again, until I don't know what that history is, one way or the other. He could have a
Yeah.
history of not paying his traffic tickets. I don't know, but but obviously, I'll let the state continue with the questioning. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. What is Jeremy Roberts' relationship like with Tyler?
It's non-existent.
When's the last time? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He hasn't talked to Tyler since his birthday, January 2018. He hasn't seen Tyler since October 2017.
Has he ever been abusive to Tyler, or what you would consider to be abusive?
Yes, when Tyler was 4.5, Jeremy had came home and Tyler was a daddy's boy. So as soon as Jeremy came home from work, Tyler was right beside him. His dad got on the Xbox, and so Tyler went to go grab his tablet because he wanted to play his games like his dad. Tyler went to sit on the arm of the couch right beside his dad and accidentally elbowed his dad in the cheek. His dad blew up on him and was cussing at him like he was a grown man. And he was yelling at him and just saying like horrible things. And that was the reason why I ended up leaving him after that.
What concerns do you have regarding visitation between Mr. Roberts and Tyler?
He hasn't been involved in Tyler's life since 2017 or seen him. So, and they don't have any type of relationship. And my fear is that he will do something to harm Tyler and I won't be able to help him or keep him safe or anything like that. So I just want to protect my son. That's it.
How old is Tyler?
He's 13 now. He just turned 13.
Do you know anything about Jeremy Roberts' wages?
Just that he gets VA disability and that he's had a job ever since I've known him. And so it doesn't make sense that he doesn't have a job now. But
Okay, here's the deal, ma'am. I can't speculate on something like that unless you got some direct proof, okay? The fact it sounds like he's right at the 90% or 80% VA disability, which is, obviously the majority. So I may only be able to look at that. So if you know, I'll let the state
I don't-
go into some background questions about, do you know where do you know have any contact with his family? Do you have any indication what he did is doing, or indications what licenses he currently holds, if he has any? For any type of specialty, that sort of thing.
I don't understand. I don't know what he's doing. None of his family will communicate with me. I mean, he's a HVAC tech. I was with him when he went to school for that. And he has like a higher certification for it that he had gotten from the school, but I can't remember what any of those are. But I know he has his HVAC certifications.
I mean, when's the last time you had any contact with this gentleman?
Probably November 2018.
All right, thank you. You may proceed, Ms. Bexler.
Yes, Your Honor. Do you know approximately when Mr. Roberts got VA disability?
He started getting it actually paid to him in August 2017. He had to pay back a $52,000 severance before that. So that took him 18 months to do that. But he's been getting it since August 2017.
Was he working and getting VA disability at the same time?
Yes.
What kind of job was he working at?
He was an HVAC tech for, I want to say Peterson Heating and Cooling, but it might have been a different one. He switched jobs I think once while we were together.
So he had a job while y'all lived together.
Yes.
Do you know how much he was making approximately?
Between 20 and 25 at the time, but he was just starting out.
Do you know what type of special licenses he got to become an HVAC tech?
I don't remember what it's called. I remember him going to school because he stayed in Texas while we moved to Missouri. And he went to school for that, and then I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
He got another special certification. That way he could make more money. I just can't remember what it's called.
Approximately how long was he in school?
From November 2016 to February 2017.
Do you have access to private medical or dental insurance for Tyler?
No.
Do you want a geographic restriction on where Tyler lives?
Meaning what? I don't understand. Sorry.
I'm not going to
that's
grant a geo
okay.
restriction. There's no geo restriction of these circumstances, Mr. Bexler.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll move on, Your Honor. Okay. Would you want via electronic visitation between you, Mr. Roberts, and Tyler?
As a form of supervised visitations, yes. That until they can establish some type of relationship.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. No social media contact, no information whatsoever on this gentleman. In this day and age, he's flying that far below the radar.
Well, I mean, he has a Facebook profile. He won't respond when I messaged him. I've emailed him. I've tried calling him. I've tried texting him. He won't respond.
Okay, he's not on there bragging about his new car, his new house, or anything like that.
Not that I've seen on his Facebook page.
Okay. And where's his family? Where's this gentleman originally from? Is he from Missouri, or is he from somewhere else?
His mom lives in Alamogordo, New Mexico.
Okay.
But his dad was in the Air Force. They were born in like Clovis, New Mexico, I think.
Okay. All right, then, Baxter, any other questions of the witness at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, let's go ahead and I'll ask for a closing statement, and I'm sorry, Miss Robertson, is there anything else you want to tell the court this time?
Just help me keep my son safe, please.
All right, thank you. Anything closing, Ms. Baxter?
Yes, Your Honor. I have made the calculations as according to the VA disability amount, Your Honor. But I feel like it should be a little bit more than that, considering he is an HVAC tech who makes a lot of, or the average for that position makes a lot of money. And additionally, even minimum wage would be, for Missouri, would be higher, obviously, than Texas, Your Honor.
All right, Ms.
But
Baxter, I'm probably looking at making this attempt to see if we can stir the bear. In other words, I'm looking at probably going ahead, and at this time, based on these circumstances and this information, naming the mother or temporary sole manager conservator, naming the dad possessory, I'm going to reserve any and all rights of that going forward until, if we can see this gentleman will show up. But I want to go ahead and have you give me the counts on child support based on his VA disability and the minimum wage presumption from I'm sorry, Missouri. I guess I wanted to say Kansas almost. He's in Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas, correct?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, so let's go ahead and use that. But I only want that as a temporary order, as a temporary child support amount. I want to reserve retro child support until we can actually find out whether or not he's been working at HVAC, or because again, I do want to do a retro amount on it. But for right now, I want to, like I say, go ahead and do a temp, name mom sole, name dad possessory. I won't set up any visitation until further order of the court. I'm probably if he doesn't come forward and we don't find any future data, then I'll go ahead and see about making a retroactive amount of child support and a repayment order, and set up break-in electronic visits with the young man, because like I say, he's 13 now, so he's not a baby anymore. So, but again, I want to see if dad's going to come forward after the state starts going after him for child support and regular child support, and figuring out what he actually might be earning one way or the other. But for right now, like I said, let's go ahead and do this as a temp, and do a reset about 60 days out to see whether or not he shows, and that way I can see whether or not I can make some type of orders that will do some type of reconnection between the father and the son. Ma'am, again, I just don't have a lot to go on here. There's been no contact for years. I don't know. I understand you might have a criminal history, but none of that criminal history was before me. I understand that he's had no contact with the child, but he's still the child's father, and under Texas law, he still has parental rights. And I've got to look at those, but right now, without a little bit more data, I'm not to shoot in the dark, and I don't want to do that. So, Ms. Baxter, let's go ahead and, like I said, set this up as a temp, get with mom and see what date works for her in March to come back and see about finalizing this thing and getting it done. If I don't get any more data by then we'll just have to go with what we have. And you know, I've got break-in visits and long distance break-in visits and all that stuff. You know, again, I would like more information, because if he's been making HVAC money for the last 4 years, I want I want to charge him with that kind of income other than just the disability and the minimum wage. So let's see if we can find something else on this gentleman and get that going at this point. So at this time, Ms. Bexler, is there anything else you're requesting me to do here, or anything else you think I need to rule on just to make this a temporary order at this point?
Do you think so? No, geographic restriction, Your Honor,
No geo
and then the
restriction.
non-disclosure issue, maybe.
For right now, I'm not going to make a family violence finding, but I will make a non-disclosure except for an email account and a phone number.
Oh, and then medical support based off of VA disability and child support based off of VA disability, Your Honor.
Yes. Ma'am, are you still on TRICARE or anything like that? Or you out of well, I'm sorry, what do you do now, ma'am?
I work at Sonic Drive-In. I don't have any type of insurance.
Okay, thank you. All right then. Is the child currently getting any type of on Medicaid or anything like that?
He's on Medicaid.
All right then. Let the state give me the calcs on what the cash medical should be based on those two income amount streams. Thank you.
Oh, you want me to do the minimum wage too, Your Honor, or
Yeah, I want both of them. Minimum wage.
okay? But do I put
15 an hour plus the VA disability.
okay? So plus, okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I was confused. Okay, plus Missouri minimum wage. Oh.
Correct. And like I say, if push comes to shove, when we come back, if that's all we got, then I'll base retro on that. Because again, he was notice of this, but obviously it's been a while since he was served with this. So, but there's you have received no production or no income information in conformity with the service of citation and the original petition in this matter. Is that correct, Ms. Bexler?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't have anything,
All right,
unfortunately. Okay, I think that's good then. I think I have what I need for now, at least.
all right then, Ms. Robertson, any questions, ma'am?
No.
All right, ma'am. Like I said, let's see if we can get a little bit more data that we can actually use for making a more concise order. But and reset this matter. Like I said, Ms. Bexler will get you back in the breakout and see what works with your schedule as far as getting this reset in sometime in March. Anyway, thank you very much, ma'am. And of course, I'll waive court calls due to both parties having served in the United States military. All right, thank you. We're off the record.
Your Honor, I guess first of all, I just want to make sure I have the numbers right. I have for current child support $303, cash medical $23, and then the retroactive repayment is $103.
Okay, I got that for New York. Let's see, for the children now. So I got New York child support at $300 a month, 23, and reset to get further information. Was the father out of New York at that time instead of and we looked at the New York minimum wage instead of the Texas minimum wage?
I believe, Your Honor, I believe he's still there. So
okay, all right, that's the difference. Originally, this looks like this thing was split up based on a minimum wage presumption based on Texas, and then then we found out that he was it looks like it was proven up also for the fact that he was living in New York, and New York has a substantially higher minimum wage than Texas. So okay, so the court does note that there was a New York child support amount calculation at $303 for child support, $23 for cash medical. And as far as the retroactive, it's still, what did you have for the retroactive, sir?
$10,545 for the total with a repayment of $103 per month.
All right, see, that's okay. So that's for the New York again. Texas, it was $156 child support. Cash medical was $111, and retro was $7,550 with a repayment of $88. So obviously, the Texas minimum wage presumption or minimum wage was not appropriate based on the father's residency of New York and the amounts of the 303 and the 23 and the child support retroactive as calculated by the state and the repayment as calculated by the state should be in this matter because of the fact that the father is not a resident of the state of Texas, but a resident of the state of New York. So I'll tell you what then, sir, since that's what we're looking at doing, let's go ahead and get the party sworn in and listen to any objections they have, and the court will take it from there, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, folks, I'm looking at applying New York standards in this matter. So, Mr. Harris, you're going to ask for something different. You're going to show me a legal reason. Again, I was supposed to base child support if there's no proof of income on a minimum wage presumption. Well, it's minimum wage based on the state that you reside in. If you reside in Texas, is one thing. If you reside in New York and Cali, it's another thing. So, anyway, I'll ask both of you to raise your right hands, and let's see about wrapping this one up, folks. So, at this time, raise your right hand. Thank you. Do both of you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will help you?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Harris, you need to unmute yourself. You need to hit *6 on your keypad.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're both officially
Yes, sir.
under oath. I'm going to let you both put your hands down. I'm going to let the state call you both as witnesses. And then at the end, if there's anything else you think I need to know, I'll let you bring that information out to the court for the benefit of making a final order. So at this time, you may proceed, Mr. Welch. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. State calls Amanda Perez. What is your full name?
Amanda Linda Perez.
And what is the full name of the child in this case?
Isaiah Michael Perez Harris.
When was Isaiah born?
December 5th, 2019.
And how old is Isaiah?
He is 6.
So to begin with, are you asking the court to basically redact in the order that's going to come out things like your address, phone numbers, things like that?
That's fine.
Well, are you asking the court to do that?
Yes.
And do you have any safety concerns with Mr. Harris?
No, sir.
Has he ever physically abused or verbally threatened you or the child?
No, sir.
Do you understand that the standard judge is going to do when redacting information is, that having that information in there would cause you or the child harassment, abuse, things like that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And do you understand that back then, the judge had ordered you two to have the standard custody, joint management conservatorship, and with you able to live wherever you want with the children?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that the court set child support of $303 per month and cash medical of $23 per month?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that the court ordered you to provide the child with health insurance through the government, and then dad would pay that cash medical to reimburse?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Do you understand that the court ordered y'all to do app close?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Have you downloaded it in the time since?
Yes, I've downloaded it. Yes.
And do you understand that the court gave Mr. Harris electronic visits every Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Time, but he's got to give you 48 hours advance notice in the app close?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that, if y'all want to do something different, you can? He's entitled to that time, but
Right.
you want to give him more, or if he says, nah, I don't want to do as much, you two can decide differently.
Right. Okay. Yes, sir.
And do you understand that the judge back then did basically a special long distance break-in package where he would come to Texas twice. There would be 2 different visits. He would have to do some electronic communication as well. And once he gets all that done, he could then go to the standard visitation package that most people get.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And you understand that y'all can agree to differently. If y'all can agree to whatever y'all want for the visitation, but
Correct.
absent agreement, y'all follow that.
Right. Yes, sir.
And what city do you live in?
I live in Temple, Texas.
And where does dad live?
He's in Buffalo, New York.
And you understand that the court wanted y'all to do exchanges back then at the nearest police or sheriff's department of the city you are living in?
Yes.
And you understand that since you're living in Temple, that would probably be the Temple Police Department as of now.
Right. Yes, sir.
And as for part of that special long distance break-in package has supervised visits. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And are you okay with those supervised visits being at the Temple Mall if y'all can't come to an agreement otherwise?
That's fine. Yes, sir.
As for the retroactive support, do you understand that the court back then granted retroactive support for the time period of April 17, 2021 to April 17, 2024?
Yes.
Do you understand it's basically a mix of New York and Texas support amounts?
Yes.
Do you understand that the total retroactive support judgment is $10,545 as of April 17, 2024?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that Dad would need to repay that by paying $103 per month, let's just say starting May 1st, 2024.
Yes, sir.
And you understand that the current child support and the cash medical, those amounts as well would start May 1st, 2024.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any objections to any of the stuff that I've talked about here?
No, sir. Not at all.
Do you have anything you would briefly want to tell the court?
No, sir.
Pass the witness.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Perez. Be back in just a moment. Go ahead and call your next witness, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Michael Harris. What is your full name?
Michael Jamal Harris. Excuse me.
All right. So just like before, do you understand that the court had ordered for you to the standard custody, joint management surrogacy, and with mom can live with the child wherever she wants?
Yes.
Do you understand the court ordered y'all to do set up app close?
Yes.
Have you set it up yet?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that the court gave you electronic communication every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time? I don't know what time that is your time. But you got to give mom.
It's gonna be 7 p.m. his time.
Yes, Your Honor. And so, Mr. Harris, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that you got to give mom 48 hours advance notice in the app close before having that electronic communication?
I understand now. I didn't then.
Well, and do you understand that you two can agree to whatever y'all want when it comes to electronic communication and even the other visitation? It's just absent agreement. Y'all follow that.
Correct. I am aware of that. Yes.
And do you understand that, just like I told mom earlier, judge basically did a long distance break-in package for y'all since y'all live so far away. Basically it would be 2 Texas visits, and some electronic communication. You do all that, and then you go to the standard possession order.
Yes.
And are you also okay with the supervised parts that are in that package being at the Temple Mall?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
And do you understand that the court ordered back then that the exchanges would be at the nearest police/sheriff's department of whatever city
Yes.
she's living in?
Yes.
And do you understand that as of now, it would appear that it would be Temple, the Temple Police Department?
Correct.
And where do you live, sir?
Buffalo, New York.
All right. do you have an issue with well, do you have an objection to mom having non-disclosure for her information?
No,
Do you have any safety concerns with Miss Perez?
no,
So are you asking for non-disclosure?
no.
And let's get to the finances now. So do you understand that back then, back in April 2024, the court ordered current child support of $303 per month?
Yes,
And do you understand the court ordered for you to repay mom for getting insurance through the government, health insurance through the government, $23 per month? Just leave off the starting part.
yes, yes,
And do you understand that the court ordered retroactive child support, total of $10,545 for the period of April 17, 2021 to April 17, 2024?
the amount, no, but that I had retroactive, yes,
And you're saying that you wouldn't pay all that at once. You'd pay a repayment of $103 per month.
correct,
And you're saying that the repayment, current child support, and the cash medical, it would start May 1st, 2024, because we had our hearing in April.
yes,
Do you understand that that after this order gets done, that you can ask us for a modification or file for a modification on your own?
yes.
Do you have anything you'd like to tell the court?
Just that when we had when it was brought to my attention back in April when we had the first hearing, Judge, you most certainly did go off of the you went off of the minimum wage for New York State, which was correct. I had moved to New York in August of 2023. And that's why I said the retroactive payment, it was calculated at $7,500, not $10,000, knowing that I was in the state of New York. But other than that, no.
Sir, where did you live before you moved to New York?
I was in Waco, Texas.
And how long did you live in Texas? You lived in Texas the whole 4 years before you moved to New York?
Yeah, I've lived in Texas 20 years.
Okay, thank you. All right, then, thank you. I'll allow Mr. Welch to ask you some follow-up questions. Okay. Mr. Welch, you got.
Yes, Your Honor. So I should note, Your Honor, that I don't have exactly how I calculated it, other than I have that we did 19 months of New York and 30 months based off of Texas.
Okay.
So
All right, well, right now I didn't write anything. That's what I was saying earlier. I didn't write. I wrote down the Texas stuff, but I wrote it down. I wrote down everything, child support, retro, and everything like that. And then I wrote down the New York stuff as far as the child support is concerned, but I did not write that down for the retro. And that may have been one of the reasons we wanted to reset to get some further data, sir. But it sounds like he wasn't in New York at the time the retro was due. It should have been at the Texas amount. So I'm probably looking at going ahead and doing the retro based on Texas, the $7,550 and repay at 88. It's a couple $1,000s less, but again, obviously that at that time it would have been the Texas minimum wage. So unless mom knows something different, okay?
Yes, sir.
yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yeah.
my notes say that you guys did both because he left Texas in August of 22.
Okay.
So it was kind of a combo of when his retro was. Some was in Texas and some was when he started living in New York. So y'all based it on both states' minimum wage.
Yes, I agree. I do remember someone coming back over and asking me when I left and things like that. And I had gave all the information.
Okay.
You know, I answered all questions that were asked.
Okay, so you got it down as being 2020, August of 2022. So
Yes,
August of 2022 up until the time of 2023, that's 4 months, that's 5 months and well, 4 months, and then another 4 months. So that's 8 months should be 8 months at New York, and then the remainder at Texas, Mr. Welch.
8 months at New York and remainder Texas.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'll tell you what, let me go off the record for a second and let you do the calcs on that, and then we'll come back. All right, thank you.
yes, Your Honor.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just stop the recorder. Thank you.
Mr. Harris,
Yeah.
you said you moved. You were in Texas from basically up until August 2022?
Correct.
And then after that, you've been in New York the entire time?
Yes. Yeah, I think August of this year will be 4 years been here, I believe.
I understand. And were any of the 4 children outside of this case that you have, were any of them born after 2021 or 2022?
No, they're all old. Yeah, all my other kids are older. Yeah.
Go ahead and give us the bifurcated calculations based on residency, part-time in New York, and the rest of the time in the state of Texas, minimum wage presumption. You may proceed, Mr. Wells. Thank you.
Your Honor, I have a number. I just realized that when I did the New York time, I didn't include federal tax. I just did a state because Texas doesn't have state tax. We only
Right.
have federal. I give you what I have, Your Honor, which is so from April 2021 through July 2022, I did state minimum wage, 0 state income tax, but did federal tax. And then from August 2022 onward to the end of April 2024, I did it with New York state income tax for that first year, since he had only just been there as a non-resident. After that, I did it as a resident. The amount I have right now is $9,230. But like I said, Your Honor, I realize that I
Okay.
forgot to.
You gotta go back and do the Fed tax. Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize. I'll do that.
All right, no problem, sir. Thank you. We're right back, folks. Thank you. You may proceed with your calculations based on the residency of Mr. Harris. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I already mentioned before, from April 2021 through July 2022, state understands Mr. Harris was in Texas, so I did Texas minimum wage with just federal income tax, no state income tax. And then from August 2022 onward, state understands that he was in New York. From August to December of 2022, I used the New York state income tax for a non-resident. And then after that, I used it as a resident. And I also did federal income tax for all this time as well. The total amount would be $8,251.00, with a recommended payment of $91. So it's a bit above, I guess, what you said earlier the 7,000 number, and it's a bit below the number I had written down. So the state's fine with this number.
All right then. All right, folks. Everything else they're looking at is per the well before we got started and got everything else set up. Obviously, going forward, it's all based on New York, and the retro amount now is we're looking at is $8,251, repayment $91, and that all these new amounts and all these new support categories and repayments and payments are to start the first day of next month, 1st of February. So at this time, Mr. Harris, you have any other questions or anything else you wish to ask, sir?
No, sir. I appreciate y'all very much.
All right, Ms. Perez, anything else, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, then, Mr. Welch, let's go ahead and do the new order based on this information and circulate it and get it back to me, and I'll sign off on it once the parties had the opportunity to review it. Is the state anything else at this time?
No, Your Honor, and I have the order pretty much drafted, so I can have them sign here on the Zoom and then get it submitted.
All right, good enough then. All right, thank you both very much. Sorry for the delay. We missed one. It's been almost a year, almost 2 years. So yeah, hopefully this will take care of it, folks. And are you gonna put the both parties back in breakout for now, Mr. Welch?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then, folks, hang around. They're gonna put you on breakout where you get a copy of the order, review it, and sign it, and get this thing done. Thank you very much for your patience, and we're off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right.